Hello friends, so today we will take a new chapter, that is linear regression, right? And this chapter is connected with the correlation only, right? The correlation and the regression both are connected with each other, right? So whatever we learn in the correlation, that is also come into the regression. Now let's first understand the allocation of the marks of this chapter in the board examination. In the section A, that means in the MCQ, they will ask you 1 mark of MCQ. In section B, they will ask you 1 mark of short questions, right? Short questions they can ask you. They will ask you 2 marks short practical question. In the section D, they will ask you 3 mark of practical question, short practical question, and in the section F, 5 mark of long practical question. So almost 12 marks of this chapter. This chapter is of 12 marks. Now let's understand first meaning of the regression. Now what is regression? Now if you Google it, that means if you Google the meaning of regression, so it's like Google will answer you the stepping back or going back to the original value. That means going back nearest to the mean value. That is meaning of regression. But here in this chapter, from the viewpoint of this chapter, regression means to estimate. What? To estimate. Suppose this is a value of X and this is the value of Y. X represents sales and Y represents profit. Now, if my sales is 100, let's suppose my profit will be 20. If my sales increase to 120, my profit increase to 25. If my profit increase to 140, my profit will increase to 35. Is my profit increase to 160, my profit would become 55. So what would be my profit if my sales is 200? What is the profit if my sales is 200? So from this, what we will achieve? We will achieve regression line of Y on X, right? Y on X. That means we will estimate the value of Y when X value is known. Now in your syllabus only regression line of Y on X is there, but before this, regression line of X on Y is also there. That means Y value is known and you have to estimate the value of X, right? So they will give you the value of profit and they will ask you what would be the value of sales. So this is in the past syllabus, but now in your current syllabus only regression line of Y on X is there, and the practical questions based on the same will be there in your textbook, right? Only the question regarding regression line of Y on X is there in your book. So we will deal with the regression line of Y on X only, right? Now there are 2 methods of the to estimate the value of Y. First one is the scatter diagram method and second one is the least square method, right? Now scatter diagram method is not expected in the examination, as I discussed in the correlation also. the MCQ or the theory questions can be asked, but practical question is not expected in the board examination. So here also in the regression, the practical question will be come from the least square method only, right? But yes, we need to understand the scatter diagram method. So let us understand first scatter diagram method. Very easy compared to the correlation. Scatter diagram method, in the correlation, what we used to do, we plot the x, and we used to, we in the correlation scatter diagram method, we plot the value of x and y on the diagram. In the same manner, first we plot the value of x and y variables on this, and we will get like this dot, right? Right? Suppose we get this kind of diagram. It's from the left to right, upward partial positive diagram, right? Now, if I plot the value of x and y on the diagram, and if I get this kind of, you can say the dots, and if I draw a one line which cover majority of the dots, majority of the dots, so this is what my regression line of y on x. This is called what? Regression line, right? This is called regression line. Okay, now this method is not reliable. Why? Because everyone can draw different line of regression, right? For suppose some person will draw like this also, right? Some person might be draw like this also. This is also regression line. So everyone can draw a different kind of regression line, right? So everyone will get the different kind of estimates, and this is not reliable. We cannot trust on that estimate. So this is the main limitation of what? This scatter diagram. And this is over. The scatter diagram concept is over here. You have to just explain like this. When they will ask you in theory, explain the scatter diagram method in context of regression, so you have to just explain like this only, right? Now suppose let's hypothecate some numbers. This is 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. This is 5, 10, 15, 20 and 25. Now if I want to estimate the value of y, if there is a value x is 30, then I will draw from here perpendicular to this regression line, and then I will again draw one perpendicular from here to this, right? You can see what is the my estimated value will come. So it around 18 it would come. So this is what I get, 18 value. When x is 30, I will get the value of y 18. Okay, so this is how we can estimate the value of y through the scatter diagram. Now one concept is important here. You can see this dot r indicate what? Value of y, and this line, right? this line, right? This line is indicate what? Estimated value of y. Now you can see the difference between this from dot till here. You can see the difference between from this line to here. This difference is called error. What? This is called error. That means errors means what? Actual value of y minus estimated value of y. Okay, so this is the first method of regression. First method, that is scatter diagram, right? And that's all from this method, right? Now all of you take the make a note of this or take a screenshot, right? Okay then.